Yes, a real Tesla Model S you can now buy for $13,000. Not some beat up piece of junk, a true technological marvel from 9 years ago. Now available for $13,000. It sounds ridiculous, but it's true. This video is about one question. Is this 9-year-old Tesla Model S with over 100,000 miles a great deal? Should you buy one? Stick around, watch the video, and let me know in the comments what you think of an old used Model S. In 2013, when this car first came out, it was the coolest, craziest car at the time. The future was here. No other car was like it. It had the biggest screen inside, although the car came with some questionable quality choices. But Tesla was new back then, so I think we can all give it a break. This was Tesla's first real luxury sedan, and the question is, after all these years, how is it holding up? Just because you can buy one for $13,000, does that mean you should? I should say that if you wanted to buy a Tesla Model S for $10,000 or less, you actually could. Insanity. If you think about it, Tesla's a pretty new company. It's not like this car's been around for decades. This one is a 2016 Model S, just 3 years after it launched in 2013. It's crazy to think how far Tesla has come in a pretty short amount of time. All these models now, all these variants, and I think Tesla's still just at the beginning. Since this Tesla Model S is one of the earlier ones, it may just have been hand-built by Elon. You know, Elon has been known to sleep on factory floors, so you could just end up buying a slice of history. But right away, you'll notice some quality issues. Because it may just have been hand-built, you'll see the suede falling apart, the door panel coming off. These days, the quality is much improved, but this is an older Tesla. But how can I complain that much? Look at my 911, the door panel is actually coming apart. Generally, I'm very surprised at how good the Tesla is holding up. 9 years later, 118,000 miles, pretty good, I have to say. One giveaway that this is an earlier model is that the ergonomics aren't great. If you try to adjust your seating position, you have to stick your hand between the door panel and the seat, and the gap is actually not that big. It's a pretty tight squeeze, and so it makes it difficult. But then you remind yourself that you're only paying $13,000, and surely you're not gonna expect perfection for that money. The things that actually matter with the Model S are working just fine. You have a big screen, a pretty modern interface. With the appropriate software upgrades, this thing is still working great. And that's the good news with Tesla, is they will still take care of you no matter how old your car is. You keep getting software upgrades and this thing feels as good as a newish Model S. This car was also built before Elon decided to get rid of all the physical stocks and as many buttons as possible. The 2016 Model S feels a lot more car-like because you have physical stocks, you have a real steering wheel, and even back then with this Tesla, you could control it with the app. You have all of your basic functionality for this 2016 model, except it doesn't have Sentry mode. That is only available in the 2017 models or later. But then that's the thing with these Teslas. The newer the car, the better the hardware, the better the technology. But still, for 13 grand, the amount of tech you get with this car is insane. Even now, after all these years, this car still feels pretty modern and futuristic. It may not have all the latest and greatest in autopilot and self-driving, but come on, 13 grand? Looks-wise, not much has changed. It's still the same Model S shape, very recognizable, the signature Tesla Model S look. A few updates and tweaks have been made over the years, but nobody will be able to tell if this is a $100,000 Tesla Model S or a $10,000 one. You secretly know how much you paid for this, but nobody else does. Definitely do not buy a $100,000 Tesla Model S. Get one for a tenth of the cost that looks pretty much the same. For 13 grand, you get uber practicality. You have the huge Tesla Model S trunk space. Put the seats down and pile up all your junk in here as much as you possibly can. And you also have the Tesla Frunk. You would think that a car that's hand-built by Elon, things would start to fall apart, but actually this is held together pretty well. When driving, you don't hear as many rattles. Sure, there's some noises and creaks here and there, but generally it's so solidly built. This 2016 Tesla Model S drives pretty solid, even though it's got over 100,000 miles. I love the fact that it has a car-like feel. You see the great steering wheel. Signal stocks, finally, this feels great, and you have a pretty large screen. The steering wheel feels nice and solid. You got steering wheel controls for the fan speed and the volume. The ride is really smooth, a lot smoother than you might expect, even though this does not have air suspension. Very impressed with the overall driving experience of this older Model S. If you're new to Teslas and EVs, then this is a great compromise. You got just enough technology right here, and you have a very car-like feel. I certainly wasn't expecting a 9-year-old Model S with over 100,000 miles to be this well put together. You also have a Tesla logo and lettering glow at the bottom of the door when you open it, and a Model S plaque. I don't have any of this in my car. This car feels like it's got way more than 100,000 miles left on it. It could easily go 200,000–300,000 miles. And with these electric cars, you don't have mechanical components to worry about other than tires and brakes. You might be wondering about the battery, and that's a valid concern, but if you look through the forums, they seem to be holding up pretty well. And if you buy one with the battery checked out by a Tesla service center and it's charging well, and it hasn't degraded a whole bunch, then you should be okay at least for a few more years. The batteries can typically last 350,000 to 500,000 miles, so you've got plenty of life left. I'm sure there's some batteries that fail, and if you're worried about the battery, get a newer Tesla Model S with the 8-year, 150,000 mile warranty, and then you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have to spend just 13 grand on a Tesla. You could spend 20 grand on one and get that battery peace of mind. There's so many cheap used Model S's out there, you have your pick. Every Model S for every price range. Just make sure not to pay over 100 grand for a brand new Model S. If you are going to buy a used Model S, I would recommend at least a 2016 because in the first few years there were some bugs to work through. Door latches had to be upgraded, the trunk latch could break. A lot of early model year issues that any car brand could have. But 2016 was the first real upgrade that the Model S went through, and so this is the one that you can trust a lot more. And with this one, you get Autopilot 2, better hardware, HEPA cabin filtration system, adaptive headlights, and many other nice upgrades. At a price point in the low teens, you have your pick. You could get a used Model S or a used Model 3. There's so many 3s and Ys out there, but why would you go for that? Those are everywhere. There's not that many Model S's, and the best part is that nobody will know that a Model S can be this cheap. In most people's minds, they think that a Model S is at least $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. I didn't even think that a 2016 Model S with over 100,000 miles could be this good. But guess what? It really is. And if you buy one of these for $13,000, you can pull up next to somebody that just bought a brand new Model S and tell them that not only do you have a Model S, you also have money left over for a Ferrari 360.